Can you hear me? If you are on the chat, please let me know. If you are on Facebook Live, please let me know. I've never done this before, but I want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity. Okay, cool. If you have the webinar link, will you please post it in the Facebook Live comments? So for those that cannot get it to work on Facebook Live, can just use Zoom and watch the webinar on there. All right. You are in my office / guest bedroom, and I'm really excited. I got my whiteboard ready. I want to show you guys a way to break down your next rank up for the next 90 days. This is something that I did at my retreat, at the alignment retreat, and I think that this is really going to help you guys, not just with duplication, but more importantly with knowing what's next, you know, the next steps. Like, okay, I joined, now what? This also is kind of like if you are learning a new word, like a word of a day, and you go into the dictionary and there's multiple definitions for it. The same thing with your breakdown of your team planning is going to be, oh, I need this many points to go rank up next, or I need to add this many ambassadors and account for those that might quit or might turn their subscription off. So that's what we're going to do on this whiteboard. Now, do I have anybody's permission to use their current points and information from the back office? If I have your permission, please post in your comment. Emily, you have my permission to use my information publicly. Please post that, and I will just pick someone at random, and we will begin. All my kids' toys that we have yet to unpack are over here, so this is a real gift, you guys, because I don't have an easel. So you'll get to see me at work with this. Okay. Can everyone see this whiteboard, at least the top half? All right, you guys, so this is our 90-day team plan. Now, the reason why I call it a 90-day team plan is because obviously it's easier to do this with your team. It's not easy to do it by yourself, although it can be done. I've seen it done. I've done it myself. But it's so much more fun to have running partners and to recognize those that constantly have over 200 in sales and constantly are bringing in ambassadors. So if you have someone that says, look, I think I want to try this business thing, don't just tell them how to post on Facebook. Do one of these with them, and you will see what I'm talking about. Now, it might look backwards to you guys. That's okay. I will post a picture of this in the comments after the fact. So for those of you that are on the webinar, we're not using the normal Zoom ID. It's a special webinar link. If you haven't already, check the comments. Mindy has provided it so you can get on the webinar. If not, you can just watch right here on the Facebook Live. It's totally fine. Both will be recorded, so don't worry. So the first thing that you want to do when it comes to 90-day planning is have a calendar at your fingertips. For those of you that are serious about bringing an income in with Plexus, I'm not talking about like, I just want to go silver. I want to make $175. Like, that's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. I'm talking about those of you that have Ruby on your mind, or you want to go to Hawaii within the next 12 months. For those of you that are sick of sitting at a rank and you have others on your team that want to move past silver and super silver, this is for you. So having a calendar every month at hand is going to be important. Now, I'm not a planner. I'm not a calendar person. I do a lot of it in my brain, and this has helped me see that I am, in fact, a planner. All of us are, because we need the breakdown. So, for instance, the team calendar that I use in Rockstar's Me+3, that is a great stepping stone for those going from not being a planner to becoming a planner. So that's where you're going to start, is by using the team calendar. I applaud you and I commend you for doing this, but also putting it in your team page. If you don't want to make one, that's a less step that you don't have to worry about. We can learn how to do that later. So posting that team calendar in your page and sticking to that same thing every single month is what's going to benefit you for this 90-day breakdown. And here's why. The first 2 weeks of every month are going to be IPA based. Are getting the reach outs done, getting the follow-ups done with your level ones, with your customers, saying thank you, writing cards, whatever that looks like. but doing the hard stuff, the stuff that's not fun, right? The Facebook status is fun. The sip and share and meeting new ambassadors is fun, but we got to do the hard stuff. And if we get it done in the beginning of the week, we don't look desperate and miserable at the end of the month when we're begging people to get their orders in, because that's not what this business is about. This business is about serving others and loving others and helping them understand why they need the products, okay? So this 90-day plan that we're about to get to is going to lead exactly to that. So a couple of things. When you are going for that rank up, I want you to know that it's so much more than just understanding how many points you have next. I'm actually about to use somebody as an example. I haven't really looked to see, but planning out your day is step number 1. Everybody knows like the generalness of their day, right? Like, you know, when you wake up, when your kids wake up, if you have them, you know when you need to leave for work, like all of those little things. So I want you to get really specific. If you're a note taker, I want you to get a notebook and I want you to write out a schedule, like literally like 6 a.m. open eyes, 6:30 making breakfast. And if you are not a morning person, learn how to become one. And for me, that was by blasting music, whether it's worship music or like Taylor Swift, or like I get a little crazy with some Kobe and Cambria. I don't know. I will play music so that my morning is like pumped up. My kids know when they hear music, it's time to get up, it's time to eat breakfast, it's time to do the things. So I encourage you, if you're struggling with mornings, is going to bed 30 minutes earlier and waking up and turning on some music or having a cup of coffee or making your pink drink, whatever brings you joy. Okay? So that's step number 1. Now, within your day, I want you to have 4 different types of goals, and that is going to help you. So most of us have like an IPA worksheet, or if you don't, they're in the virtual office under resources. But most of us have within our schedule a time for us to work. Now, if you are living in a scarcity mindset, which we talked about last night on our team talk, on the Sunday night team talk, if you are somebody that is living in a scarcity mindset, then you're working all the time. Raise your hand if that's you. I can't see my Zoomers, but I have a feeling a lot of you are raising your hand. That is not how you work your plexus business. You will be burnt out and resentful and miserable very, very quickly. Instead, what you can do is find a window, because you know your schedule, find a window for you to be intentional with your time. Get on Facebook and save 7 posts for the rest of this week so that you don't have to sit there and think, oh my God, what am I going to talk about today? I don't know. If you have 4 of these quadrants for goals written down, and if you have 5 pillars of passion, things that you love and you want to talk about any time of day, then you will be all set. So within your schedule, I want you to write down a personal goal, a health goal, a family goal, and a team goal. Okay? So personal goal, health goal, family goal, team goal. There needs to be one of each every single day, or at least Monday, Wednesday, Friday of the week. Because if not, then what are you working for, right? Just like an extra 25 bucks on your paycheck, that's amazing and a blessing, I'm sure, but we want to be more intentional with our time. So for me, I'll share some. For my personal goal, it was working out 3 times a week. So what did I do? I personally got a personal trainer because the gym that I was going to was way too far away across town. So this was more financially beneficial for me and my blessed husband. So working out 3 times a week with my friend Monique. I want to be diamond and re-enroll to silver. So if you didn't know already, once you hit the top, you get to start all over and do it again, and you can be a diamond 2 times. So my goal is to be diamond silver by the end of this year. I'm currently writing a book, so I want to finish that and meet with a publisher. These are my personal goals, and I want to hire an assistant. I've learned how to delegate tasks. That's what Jessica, Katie, and Mindy are helping me with in this month of December. I'm excited about December. This month of September, but I have some personal goals that I want to get done because that's going to help me be intentional with my time. Now, my team goals are to have at least 5 rank ups a month. I feel like that's really doable for the amount of people we have on my team. So for you, be realistic. I want to rank up. I want to help 1 person rank up. I want 3 new silvers. I want 15 new silvers. Look at the amount of people that y'all are bringing in monthly. How many of those have gone silver? If you aren't duplicating silvers, you're not duplicating, okay? Family goals. My family goal is to be debt-free before my 30th birthday on February 2nd of next year. And then to help Gentry be a 100% potty trained because he's backtracked. So like that's a really personal family goal, right? Another one is family Bible study on Wednesdays and getting to church every morning on Sundays because sometimes I don't want to or whatever. That's my family goal. And then my health goals, taking my products every day. They're on my counter out in the open. I see them and I know to take them. And eating better. That means less Chick-fil-A, more water, more greens and veggies, right? So I wrote all of these down and that I have incorporated them into my schedule. It's literally, it says like 9 to 9:30. Eat something clean. Like I am planning out my steps. I'm doing everything with intention. So it's very important. So I am going to go in and grab somebody's points, or if somebody wants to just comment, that would be super helpful. If you'll tell me how many people you brought in last month, if you'll tell me how many points you currently have and how many points you need for your next rank up, all of that in the comments would be super helpful. So whoever's watching, this would be great. I want to log in the virtual office, but I don't want to take away from you guys. I should have had this ready. I apologize, but I wanted to be on here at noon and get this ball rolling. We're only 8 minutes in, so this is freaking awesome. Okay, so the rank up formula. Before I start writing down numbers, because I know people are gathering that information for me, I want you to remember this. The month before. The month before is where everything is set in stone, and that means you are set up to rank up the next month. Now, set in stone in network marketing is not really a true thing because you never know if someone's going to turn off their subscription because of the crisis or something in their family. So, for instance, if you need 50 enrollments to hit your next rank up, you have to separate that into 90 days because 50 people in 1 month, if y'all have only been sponsoring 22 people as a team, not very realistic unless there's an amazing corporate incentive, which we never know when those are coming. So I want you to think about that. Focusing on the volume of new enrollments and overshooting your need for points and upping that by 20%. Always, always go over the amount necessary to make up for retention and for the people that cancel, quit, or return. All right? All right, Cassie, thank you. She said, my team brought in 3. I'm at 145-ish points monthly, and I need 250 for my next rank. Beautiful. All right, so that next rank, you guys, is senior gold. This is going to preach to a lot of you because we have a lot of people on the verge of senior gold. So up top, I'm going to put 250 points. Okay, in parentheses, you can put their actual rank if that's helpful. I know it's backwards for some of you, and oh, that green, you can't really see that green. I'll use black. Don't worry, I will use black. So we need 250 pay points, right? That's how much we need for that next rank. Next, senior gold. So we got to break that down. Currently, she's ending at about 145-ish. So if you subtract 145 from 250, she needs 105 points. So this is to rank up. This is where she's at, is 145. We need 105. I need 105 points. What does that sound like, Cassie? I know you're watching. What does 105 points sound like? That sounds like I need a gold ambassador underneath me. Isn't that what that sounds like? So this is what I would then do. Cassie, can you give me 3 names of runners on your current team, or somebody, or 3 people that are silver or super silver, anything like this? So this is what I do, you guys. I look at who is currently active, like I said, who has over 200 PB every single month consistently, who is involved, right? I look for those that are involved in the team pages. They're engaged, they're getting on the Zooms, they're calling me, they're texting me. That shows me that they want to be involved. And sometimes people want to be involved and they don't know how to reach out and they panic. So Cassie, if you wouldn't mind giving me some names, then I will continue. But 105 points. If you break that down, that is a gold ambassador. To be gold in this business, you need 100 pay points. So if she has somebody that is already silver or super silver, which Cassie, don't worry about the names. I'm just gonna wing this, and we're gonna make up some names. Okay. We need 105 points. Okay, so we're gonna pretend. Oh, how is this? This is awesome. I have 1 runner. That's okay. We're just gonna pretend. Okay, so Sarah is super silver, and Sarah is currently bringing in about 60 points. Okay. And then she has Jessica. Jessica is a wholesaler. She just gets commission qualified. So she's not silver. So we have a possibility for 15 pay points if she goes silver, right? Because this looks like silver. That's 15 extra points. And then say Mike. Mike is just getting commission qualified too. He's wholesale. Like you said, you don't have any runners. Okay, well, this is a great example. So Mike gets commission qualified. He's not silver either. All right, there's another 15 points. So right here, just by helping 2 people go silver and possibly with $199 welcome packs, that's 30 of the 105 needed. Do you see why duplicating silvers is so important? A lot of the time we focus on raising the dead is like what I like to call it. And by getting people that are on our team to just reorder again. And don't get me wrong, after the summer slows down and school gets back up and we're in routine, sure, absolutely try to revive a few of those people. Maybe the ones that were ordering in June and May and that haven't since. But the people that haven't ordered since 2016, stop wasting your time, okay? That's not income producing. That's not intentional work. That's begging. And we're not going to do that anymore. New blood, new life, new points, okay? So Sarah has 60 points. This is your runner, right? Like ding, ding, ding. This is my runner. This is so exciting, right? We want this runner, this business builder, because she has the most of the, she's closest to the amount of points that we need. So what you're going to do, Cassie, is exactly what I'm doing for you right now. You're going to do this for Sarah. Does everyone understand what I'm doing so far? If there are any questions, please post in the comments. I can't see Facebook Live, so if y'all see questions on Facebook Live, will you please put them on the Zoom comments because I can't see them. But so for those of you that are wanting to do that next rank up, identify where your points are coming from and help these people, help them hit their goals. That's going to get you to your next one. Yes, of course, I want you to personally sponsor level ones. I want you to earn the incentives yourself. Always lead by example. Always, always. But more importantly, help these people to grow. So we're going to start with our runner first, right? We have 60 points, and we're going to break this down. This person's clearly maintaining super silver. How many do you need for gold? 100. So Sarah has 60 points. So Sarah wants to go gold. So up top, same thing. Can you also see this? Okay. 100 points for gold. Who are Sarah's runners? Oh, Allie. Allie is silver. How many? But she has 25 points. She's halfway to super silver. Okay. And we have Maggie. It was really hard making up names on the spot. Maggie, she just gets commission qualified. She's not yet silver. How can we get her to silver? That would be 15 points, right? This girl's silver, super silver. So that's 25 points by helping her. So 25 and 15, that's 40 points of the 100 needed. Does everybody pick up what I'm putting down? Does anybody have questions so far? My Zoom people, you're really quiet, so I have no idea. But this is how you team plan. This is what you do. Now, this is the thing. Once you have started to do this, don't bail on these people. Don't ghost them. Show up for them. Find a designated time for you to call them, to FaceTime them, to get on Zoom. If you don't have a whiteboard, that's fine. You can get sheets of construction paper at the dollar store or get a notebook that's white and mail them their breakdown, right? Send it to them in the mail, text it to them, take a picture and text it to them. But some people don't have this mindset of, okay, what are my next steps? Okay, your next steps are getting with Allie and Maggie because Allie is super silver and Maggie has 3 friends that she wants to help. She just doesn't know what to say or do. Okay, so when we break it down, how many people is this person focusing on? 1, 2, 3, 5. 5 people in our organization. That's it. There's 5 days in the weekday, and you're working weekdays. So 1 person a day that you're in a group chat with their sponsor or sponsors, depending if it's your level 1 or your level 5, whatever. But getting with these people are so important. Now, somebody said, I have people initially interested in the business, but then they have said they are overwhelmed. All right, Sarah, this is my tough love speaking out. When someone says they're overwhelmed, they either feel like they aren't doing enough because maybe you've provided them with a lot of information, or that's an excuse, because being overwhelmed is a sign of procrastination. So here's the thing. When someone is overwhelmed, give them 5 steps, right? Make them a fun little graphic on WordSwag or Rona or whatever, whatever graphic you want, but give them 5 steps. Be like, all right, Jessica, I want you to post this status, type up a status form. We have so many examples in Rockstars Me+3. If you search hashtag great post, and every night this week I've shared one for you guys because I knew this question would come up. They're already scheduled, so you'll see them every night this week of a great post example. Send these to your newbies. Don't tag them on it. Copy and paste it and say, God, this like totally reminded me of you and the conversations we've had, and I know that you want to make some money, and I know you want to do this, so let's do this. And what you're going to do is you're going to send it to them. And then go through their pictures. I go through my people's pictures all the time. Like when they're like, when I tell them, send me a selfie so I can introduce you, and they take too long because they hate every picture of themselves, think of how you were before you started Plexus. You had 0 confidence, right? So it's important for us to just kind of eliminate some of the overwhelming steps for people. Find the post, find the picture. Like if they have a beautiful Christmas family picture, let them use that. But provide them their first post. The second thing is letting them know, setting clear expectations of the likes and comments that they're not going to get, okay? Hey, you might get 1 like and it might be your grandma, and that's totally normal. But here's what I'm gonna do for you, because I'm your leader and I love you. I'm gonna go into our team page. So while I'm doing that, can you make your post public? Because I'm gonna ask our team to come in and love on it and support you, because that's what we do here in the Have At Tribe or in the Diamond Tribe or whatever your team's name is. You're gonna go in there and you're gonna do hashtag great post, and you're gonna say, whose name? Oh, Jessica. Jessica is posting today, and she is totally anxious about this. It's her first time doing this. If you have 5 seconds, which most of us do, will y'all go love on this right now? If you wanna go the extra mile, copy and paste the Facebook browser link and post it in the comments so people can just like on it, boom, comment right away. Another thing is just empowering them by providing the post and the picture. And here's the thing, if they're still not doing it after you've taken those steps, move on. Go find someone else. They're not interested anymore. Go find someone else. The best people to do this with are the people that have joined in the last 90 days because it's still a little fresh on them, right? So I think that's really, really important. But for us to look at this big number and then to panic and go, I'm never gonna get there, yes, you are. Focus on these 5 people. When we focus on these 5 people and we're providing the content, we're recognizing them for every little thing, posting, logging into their virtual office. It's weird. It is weird to become a business overnight. Like literally, that's what we do with Plexus, right? We sign up and we are instant business owners and we don't know what the heck we're doing. Most of us don't even know how to potty train our kids. Obviously, we're not going to know how to run a business. So it's important for us to eliminate the hard stuff. A lot of you watching this have been in network marketing, the industry, for at least 5 years, and it comes naturally to you at this point. So for those that are brand spanking new, we have to simplify it. So 5 things on a graphic. Hey, Jessica, I want you to post this status. The second thing I want you to do is take a couple pictures with your pink drink and send them to me this week. That way you have storage, right? You have storage of them doing the thing so that when you recognize them, you can use a picture of them drinking their pink drink. When they go silver, you can use that picture. But ask them for pictures. 1, it's accountability because then they have to take their products, right? And 2, it's just great to have on hand between you and them. The third thing that you can do is log in your virtual office. Can you go like a scavenger hunt almost? Can you go find this video? Once you find it, send it to me. Watch it. Let me know what you think. The 4th thing that you can do is get plugged in. Every Sunday night, we are doing these team talks. They're 20 to 30 minutes max. And they just really inspire you to just like stay focused on one task this week because our schedules are hectic, okay? And then the last thing that I want you to do is make a second post. I want you to go thank the people on the post that liked or commented. And then more importantly, I want to make a second post. Do you remember the things you told me you were struggling with a month ago or a year ago when you first reached out to me about Plexus or when I messaged you? Let's talk about that. And I'm actually going to provide an example of some screenshots. I'll put them in the comments of the Facebook Live here in a minute. But just some screenshots of how that conversation flow can go when you open their eyes to possibility, when you open their eyes to the simplicity of it all is posting, following up, reaching out and doing some work. Posting, following up, reaching out and doing some work, all the while taking their products. I mean, that's really the biggest thing, is we want to make sure that they like it. If you want your 90-day plan to work as it starts unfolding, you have to do this follow-up plan. So if you are great at making graphics, you feel like that's like your calling, your spiritual gift, I want you to make a graphic that has these numbers on it: 7, 14, 21, and 28 for my math teachers. If you're counting by 7, because that's how you're going to follow up in their first month. If this is stepping on some toes or striking a nerve, it's okay. I understand. Been there, done that. There's people that joined my team that I probably never followed up with, ever. Like from 4 years ago. I understand. Like, we're all guilty of this. Life gets crazy. When there's a special or an incentive and you've sponsored 12 people, that's overwhelming. And you got to do these steps with all of them. So I get it. But if we stop following up, people fall through the cracks. They quit, they give up, they have a bad taste in their mouth about network marketing. They have a bad taste in their mouth about plexus because they don't understand candida and die-off and why does this stuff suck so bad? Like, that might be happening. So 7, 14, 21, 28. Set reminders in the calendar of your phone. It's in your hand every day. So that is the easiest way for you to do this. Another great way to do this for those that are more Excel savvy or you like logging into your virtual office is clicking on where it says join date, double click it, and it'll show you those that are the freshest, the newbies, and you can follow up with them yourself. There's something called tap rooting. It's frowned upon by many of you because you feel like everyone that joins your team are your people and no one else's. Wrong. I have access to all of their information, so they are my people too. And if you are someone that struggles with this, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. We're letting it go. We're going to tap root. That means if you have a level 3 that's freaking killing it and you aren't seeing one shout out for them on a team page, shout them out. Start a 3-way chat with the sponsor, my yellows. It's okay. But shout them out and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so freaking proud of you, Mike. You just freaking rocked that. Are you in the Plexus Man Cave? I want to get you plugged in. You're hitting 500 PV on the 7th of every month. That's amazing. Are you placing these orders? Do you have customers? Having the ability to taproot is so amazing because think about it. If you ran $1 million corporation in Plexus, would you be able to go talk to this department over here? No. What happens? You contact the manager and you have to wait for a reply. And then you contact the manager who contacts the shift lead, and then so on. Like, no, we're a family. If I see somebody doing great, I'm gonna tell them they're doing great. So taprooting is not a bad thing. This is a great way for leaders to get to know runners. And here's the thing. Maybe their sponsor quits or goes inactive. Well, then guess what? You've taprooted and you've made a relationship and a connection with that person. And now they know to come to you in the event they aren't supported for whatever reason. So, all right, here is the rank up map. Don't worry, I will post a picture of this in the comments so that you can see it. It's very similar to what I've drawn over here on the whiteboard, but this is what you're gonna need. So if you're taking notes, I want you to start a new page. At the top, write rank up map. And then you're gonna write goals. Write out your goals, right? And then your point average. So I love that Cassie said 145-ish, because she's probably ranging from 125 to 150, depending on her people that are not consistent, maybe some Joy-Own people that order every now and then. But your point average, and then the orders needed. Okay, so she said we found out she needs 105-ish worth of points. So if you're talking about her levels 1 through 3 because they're all worth 5 points, what you would do is you would take that 105 and you would divide it by 5. So she needs at least 21 orders. So that's her orders needed. For me, I always add 5 to that number. So I'm gonna bump that 21 really quickly up to 26 orders needed. And then last month's orders. So where did you end last month? Woo, that's keeping it really real, right? You're like, oh, hello. That is not 145-ish. That was 100-ish. What is happening, right? Back to school. People got busy. They forgot, right? So last month's orders. And then I want you to look at how many people your team added. And include the $199 and the $99 welcome packs. Include it all, okay? Don't just account for the team points that you got because of $199 packs. No, include the $99 too. How many points did that give you last month? How many points did that give you? So that is how you're going to get your projected points. You're going to add last month's new joins to last month's points, right? So, for instance, Cassie, how many? You said you added 3. So if you added 3, that's about 15 points, because if they all reorder, right, they all have a subscription in place, you know you're bringing in 15 points this month. You ended at 100. So you should have 115 points this month. If you're ending about 100 every month and you're bringing in 3 and they all have subscriptions, does everyone understand this? Do we have any questions? Now, to adjust this for a more realistic, you're going to subtract it by 10%. Okay, and I know that's a little mathematical for a lot of people, but honestly, just subtract by 10 points, because at least 2 people are going to cancel, quit, their card will decline and maybe expire. Just at least subtract 10 points. This is your adjusted projected points. So if you think, oh, like a lot of you, this is where disappointment happens, because you're doing the numbers and it all looks great and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to end at 550. I'm going to fly past Ruby. And then you end at 275 because 200 points didn't show up. It's because those people canceled, turn off their subscriptions, or maybe they haven't ordered in a long time, but it looks like they have, or whatever. That's why it's so important to see your adjusted points. So I hope all of this kind of helps you understand it a little more. This is something that I think Holly, Yvonne, and I figured out very quickly. And that's why we were able to see, oh, we brought in 25 last month. And this is something I celebrated. I just want you to know, this is something that I celebrated very early on. We added 9 people that month. You better believe I posted about it. Cassie, who cares if it's 3? No one has to know what that means. That's 3 people. That's 15 points. That's $45. However you want to celebrate that, but post it publicly. My team grew last night and I got a $45 bonus. There are people that would fill up their tank for the week. Share all the wins, you guys. Stop beating yourself up because of your version of success versus mine, or whatever that looks like for you. You have to celebrate all the wins. So I want you to start celebrating that. I would make graphics just with a number on it. And I'd be like, we brought in 46 people. We brought in 9 people. We brought in 58. And then I remember the first time my team hit 100 people. And I remember the first month we ever added over 100 people. Why? Because I celebrated that. I watched as it grew. It created third-party validation. It created excitement. My team members liked it because they knew they were a part of something that was getting bigger and bigger. Does all of this make sense? Does all of this like just make you go, woo, I'm so excited? Okay, I hope so. So I want you to write out this sentence. I need blank points to rank to blank, right? So if we're going back to our drawing board, Cassie, you would write down, I need 105 points to rank up to senior gold, which is 250 points. This means I need the minimum amount of orders, right? 105 divided by 5 points, because really I would love for you to focus on your levels 1 through 3 because that's probably what you have right now. So that was 21. 21 times 5 was 105. But we're going to add 5 to that, right? So I need 26 new orders to rank up. Gosh, 26. Cassie, do you see that? Do you see this? 26. If you helped 5 to 6 people log in and get subscribed every week for the rest of this month, you could potentially hit senior goal. Does that shift your vision? Does that shift what you should be focusing on? You're probably focusing on $199 welcome packs and Maui on My Mind incentives. That will happen when you shift your focus to this. 26, break that down by week. If I help 5 people that I currently have, all the while I'm following up and bringing in at least 9 because you want to earn the Maui on My Mind. So I hope that this is encouraging you guys. So often we look at this, but really that 250 is actually 26 because that's the new, right? We try to raise the dead and all this stuff. No. Now, for those that want to dig a little deeper, maybe you're going for a bigger promotion like Ruby, Senior Ruby, or Emerald, then you're going to look at some things like this. How many white lines? Now, in your virtual office, it's color-coded by white because that means there's no subscription or no account activity. They're inactive. That means 0 PV, 0 sales, 0 customers, all those things. So you can filter that, or you can put it in Excel. If this is something you struggle with and you would like my help, just let me know and we can get my coach to run some reports. But total white lines, how many people are goners, right? They're flatline, they're like, plexus ain't for me, or there's no chance at reviving them. How many white lines? How many people are under 100 PV? I know for a fact I have 335 people that are usually under 100 PV. They have anywhere from $10 to $99 in PV in sales. So I'm not getting points for them because they're falling under that 100 PV. So last month I noticed, because of the 20% off coupon that went out to everybody, or the family 20 thing, I noticed that number went to 321. So realistically, we had about 16 people that logged in and used that coupon. And that's realistic, if we're being honest. 16 out of 335, that's very realistic, okay? So how many people are under 100 PV? For me, I'm gonna write down 335. For most of you, 15, 27, 78, whatever. What is your reactivation goal? Obviously, not all 335 of mine are gonna be reactivated. So reactivation goals, I wanna help one of my 5. I wanna help one of my 8. I wanna help, 10 of my 27 to get reactivated. That means you're gonna spend 3 or 4 days calling these people, not voice messaging, not texting. You are going to call them and say, hey, this is Emily. I hope you're doing great. I see that you order every now and then, and I just really want to help you solidify a regimen. I want to make sure that your goals are being met and your needs are being met, and maybe you're not plugged in where you want to be plugged in, or maybe you're just really not enjoying plexus. I want to find out why. So this is just a quick phone call to help you do that, right? So that's your reactivation goal. And then under 100 PV goal, how many of those under 100 PVers do you want to help? So you're bringing back the white lines, but you're also helping people that are under 100 PV get qualified. For those of you, if you have under 45 people for the 100 PV thing, call them. Get with your leaders, get with your runners, whether it's 1 person or 15 people, break it up, figure out, don't just do like who belongs to who, no. Call them, divide up the phone numbers and call these people. Find out why they stopped. Find out why they only want Slim. Is it because they have 7 bottles of BioBlends? Is it because they have 4 bottles of X Factor? They need accountability. That's all that this is, okay? So writing out these things, that was total white lines and your reactivation goal, under 100 PV and your under 100 PV goal, and then your new join goal. How many people do you want to bring in? And we're focusing on $199 welcome packs. That's the best bang for their buck. And right now, we have a coupon that expires tomorrow for new enrollments, as well as if you ordered your Hello Happy Box, you get 3 free enrollment codes. So you have major potential here for that new ambassador enrollment goal to be pretty high this month. Add 6 or 7 more than your normal number. Now that you have kind of identified all of this, this is your 90-day plan. So from 90 days from today, we should be really hitting these goals. Like you should be super close to your rank that by the end of that 3rd month, by day 90, you're gonna hit that rank no matter what, okay? Does all of this make sense? Is it just like light bulbs are going off, or are some of you freaking the freak out? If you're freaking out, please let me know because I wanna get with you after this. Last but not least, this is where the 90-day breakdown comes in. For those of you that are like, okay, so I have this point, I have some of these people that are ordering monthly, they don't want to work the business, but they're giving me points. How can I start there? So that's the last part of this. Which team will these points come from? Okay, that's why I wrote down those 5 names to the side earlier, right? So for Cassie, we made up these names, but for Cassie, your points are coming from Sarah, Jessica, Mike, Allie, and Maggie. Okay, and then you're breaking that up. Same thing. What is their team goal? You go back to the top. Okay, Maggie, what do you need to rank up? All right, what is currently motivating you to do that? Do you have, are you late on your month's mortgage or your rent? Does your child have a medical bill that is due like yesterday? Do you need a new car? What is motivating them? Find out what motivates them, what's getting them up out of bed every single morning, because that's what motivates you. If you don't have anything putting your feet on the ground in the morning, you're not gonna wake up, Okay, so we want people to feel inspired, not expired, right? We talked about that last night in our team talk. If you're doing this with at least 5 people on your team a month, there's no reason why you can't rank up. And like I said, it's a 90-day plan. This doesn't mean you do this and at the end of the month you rank up. No, let's set realistic goals here. In 90 days, that means you're setting yourself for you're setting up yourself for success every 90 days. And if you're bringing in new people that are runners, you do this with them, teach them. 90 days from now, you're going to hit that big goal. And you just keep it going, and you keep it going. This is the exact plan Brooke Hemingway used to rank up to double diamond. She was maintaining Sapphire for almost a full year. I think she said 11 months. And she got with her leaders. They made this worksheet, and they planned it. She started in the beginning of April. No, April 28th, the end of April. No, March 28th. March 28th, she called her leaders. She said, let's start this in April. They started it in April. They continued in May. In May, between her and like 3 other leaders, they sent out like 1,600 text messages and phone calls because they wanted to get to the root of the under 100 PV, of the people that were just, falling through the cracks. They taprooted. That was the 2nd month. In their 3rd month, that's when you get to push. For those of you that like to push to that next rank and run a fun incentive, a little motivator to say thank you for people ordering, that's when you do that. You don't just do it every month and hope you get there. No, it is a sought out plan. And it's 90 days usually to break it down and to get there. So I hope that this has just kind of given you some new insight, some new focus, some new life in there, because it can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Because you have the tools, because you have the team members that want this information. They want to know their next steps. So their next steps could be as simple as calling up their mom and saying, hey mom, you're 1 product away from helping me get 5 points and earning a little paycheck back, like $5 paycheck or whatever that might look like for them. But that's this. Now, real quick, let's talk about those that are not yet silver that are a part of this equation. So for those of you that have people on your team that have ordered, they continue to order, they're not silver, and you're like, okay, Emily, how do I approach this? Well, then that's your focus. Your focus isn't a 90-day plan, so to speak. Your focus is a relationship. Your focus is connecting with them, finding out their motivator. So what you're going to do is find out their motivator, go back through your conversation, whether it's Facebook, text messages, whatever, or call them and just see where they're at in life, and go through and see what their why is, developing some sort of why, whether it's to lose weight or whatever. But when you're doing that, you are opening a door for them. And from there, you can say something like, I know we've talked about this, and you really, like, it can be product focused and giving you a shout out. So what I like to do is, people think that they don't want to post on social media, but they do anyways all the time. It's really strange. I don't know. I think it's just the fear of the unknown and the fear of judgment. It's that scarcity mindset that they're sitting in, and they don't want to post. So if you ask them, hey, on my behalf, would you mind like putting a little shout out for me? And really all it is this is their first post. And it's them, you taking the pressure off of them and saying, you're giving me a shout out. You're saying, whatever their backstory looks like. So they messaged you, they went to the doctor, they have high blood pressure and they're not sleeping well and they needed energy or whatever. So you're going to be like, you're going to type it up for them and say, I just really got to hand it to my friend, who's on right now, Marianne. My friend Marianne, yeah, she might be a nurse, but you guys, let me tell you what, she has the biggest heart. She saw a need in my life that I didn't realize I wanted. And over the last couple of months, I've been putting that on the back burner. But I had a great conversation with her today, and I'm really excited to turn around 2019. I want to end this year in a healthy and happy way, and I have been provided the tools to do so. If this sounds like something that you want to do because maybe you're like me and you're struggling with high blood pressure, lack of energy, and not sleeping at night, then I have exactly what you need, and I didn't even know it. So get with me right away. And if they have a picture, like if you two have a picture together, or if they just want to post a picture of their pink drink or a selfie, whatever, something as simple as that, as them shouting out to you and just saying thank you, and you just kind of breaking it out for them, that's their first post. And yeah, it's a little vulnerable for some people, but honestly, it's like an aha moment for them. It's accountability because they're putting it out there in a Facebook world, right? Or Instagram world or wherever they work their business. If they're not comfortable with posting it, ask if you can post it on their behalf and tag them. And that is how you start and you open the door to silver. Okay, so I've given you plenty to think about. Some of you are freaking out. I want you to rewatch this and process it. Take notes. Write down what I asked you to write down, and then take it to your leaders and say, I really want to utilize this. I don't want to, I like to call it shellfish care, because you take your notes and you put your notebook up on the shelf and it's shellfish. Okay, we're not going to be shellfish. We're really going to focus on self-care and growing our businesses, because this brings you joy. That's why you're here. That's why you're watching this. So if you have any additional questions, please go over to the Facebook Live and post them there. I will have this recording up here in a little bit. Thank you guys so much for allowing me this time to just kind of pour into you and share with you from the heart of what it looks like to map out a 90-day plan. This is something that we have done from the beginning, but I think it was time to finally explain it all. So you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. And remember to be inspired, not expired. I want you to stop comparing. Don't look at all these numbers. Figure out where you're at and what motivates you. And this will be a breeze in the next 90 days. Bye, guys.